I want to talk about Little Rod's allegations that are in the Netflix Diddy documentary because there's one specific thing that I don't see a lot of people talking about. And that's the video that Little Rod showed in the Netflix documentary of after an altercation allegedly happened in the bathroom of Chalice Recording Studio. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because somebody was actually arrested for this incident and the news pulled the LAPD records, and to me, there is stuff that just doesn't make sense. Little Rod actually talked about this incident in his lawsuit that he filed against Diddy, including a picture of that scene, and I was shocked to see that he actually has video footage of it. This was the photograph that was in Little Rod's lawsuit of the incident where he alleged that Diddy and his son were in a bathroom and he heard shots go off. He explained in this lawsuit and also in the Diddy documentary that Diddy and his son walked out of the bathroom and he walked in where he found a man named G. And he claims that he attempted to help this man that had injuries in the bathroom. Little Rod would then go on to allege that he was told to say that this man was outside and there was no altercation that happened in the recording studio. In this lawsuit, he included this news caption that was took of the incident where it said at least one person was at a party at a Hollywood recording studio. According to the LAPD, they got reports of this incident happening at 3 a.m. And at the location, they found a man had been after stepping outside of the studio. Well, I found out there are people that were actually arrested for this incident, but there's details that really don't make sense in my opinion. This is coming from USA Today. LAPD reports show that cops didn't question Sean Diddy Combs after a 2022. And they go on to talk about all Little Rod's allegations and the photo that he shows in his lawsuit against Diddy. USA Today got their hands on an 18-page Los Angeles Police Department report of this incident. It said that the police focused their efforts on an altercation that happened outside the studio. The report paints a far different picture from the one that Little Rod Jones alleged in his lawsuit. In Little Rod's lawsuit and in this Diddy Netflix documentary, you would have heard Little Rod say that they were allegedly trying to cover this up. He specifically named Diddy's chief of staff, alleging that this is the man that said that he can take care of it and told them not to say anything. Which leaves me with huge questions because we know USA Today is reporting that the LAPD 18-page document about this incident doesn't even talk about the fact that there was a scene like Little Rod captured in this video. And to me, it makes no sense why police wouldn't go in, question people, and also talk about this scene that Little Rod captured on video. Police report obtained by USA Today confirms that Sean Combs was inside the studio when this incident occurred, but doesn't list him or his son among the people questioned. Little Rod's lawyer told the USA Today that there was an alleged reason for this, and he said it was because this was a cover-up. Spokesperson for USA Today then reached out to the Los Angeles Police Department and they were told that their detectives were unavailable, but they told them to file a records request, which USA Today did, and this is how they got their hands on the police documentation of this incident. And they also reached out to the victim, but they couldn't get a hold of them. Now, 4 men have actually been charged with this incident, and the cops called it an attempted robbery of G. According to the police report obtained by USA Today, one of those men, Rudolph Flowers, G, as he got into his car about a half a block away from Chalice Studios, where they say he just left a meet and greet for up-and-coming artists and industry people. Afterwards, the victim ran back to the studio for help and was sitting in a black folding chair outside when police arrived. Police collected surveillance video from nearby businesses that showed G struggling with another man as he got into his car, but not the actual incident itself. The report does not indicate any attempt by officers to obtain security camera footage from Chalice Studios. Flowers and 3 other men have pleaded not guilty to the incident, and charges against another woman who was initially charged in the case have been dismissed. Before a hearing in the case against Flowers on April 4th, a reporter asked prosecutors about the possibility that G was inside Combs' studio. One of them told the reporter that she was barking up the wrong tree. The police report says the victim and a woman had just left Chalice Studios and were getting into his car when a masked man arrived with a weapon and jumped into the passenger seat. The woman left and the victim struggled for the weapon and grabbed it. When he got out of the car, there was another suspect, the report says. It was then that he realized that he was injured, but he could not recall if it happened inside the car or when he got out onto the street, the report says. The victim then ran back towards the studio for help. The victim said that he had been wearing a gold Rolex but had not been showing it off. During the incident, rapper Sean Combs was present in the studio, the report says. Officers believe that the victim may have been a part of Sean Combs' entourage. The report also stated that the victim said he had no arguments or confrontations with anyone from inside. Surveillance video from a nearby business showed a man in dark clothing heading towards the victim's car and an altercation in the street, but the video did not record sound, and the report makes no mention of muzzle flashes being visible on it. Witness did tell officers that he heard 2 shots and that he saw the man run to a car where another man was waiting. A second witness told police that he heard 3 shots and saw 2 different muzzle flashes that appeared to be going at each other. Officers who initially responded found on the door jamb of the victim's car and on the rear driver's side door. About 10 to 15 feet from where the victim was first treated, police also found a ghost weapon, an illegal weapon without a serial number. The weapon had spots on it and it was discovered near a small plant like it was trying to be concealed. After telling officers some of what happened, the victim, who was in pain, refused to answer questions and became irate upon further questioning. He stated that he was not involved in an altercation with anyone at the location and he didn't know who could have done this to him. The report mentions the man was treated for 1 wound, even though Little Rod Jones said that there was 2. The victim told officers that he had not been carrying a weapon that night, but according to the report, the cops didn't believe him. Now, there are multiple things in the LAPD's reporting of this that is just honestly not done correctly. First off, the report said that they never questioned Diddy or his son, but they knew he was there in the recording studio. The report said that this man was sitting outside of the recording studio when the ambulance and things showed up, and Little Rod alleges that he put this man outside. The fact that they didn't pull any video footage from the recording studio is very odd, especially knowing in the police report it says the man was sitting outside of this studio in a chair. So you have no questioning of people who were inside the studio, and you also are not pulling any surveillance footage. Now, the way the LAPD is reporting on this, and they're not doing a thorough enough investigation, paired with the video that Little Rod has, leaves us all with huge questions. If Little Rod has a whole video of this bathroom in this recording studio during this exact time frame, why was this never brought up? Either the claims that Little Rod is making hold serious weight, or still there's information that was not being found out by the LAPD of this man at least being brought back into the studio. And then you do have to question why the LAPD didn't do a better investigation. Little Rod alleges he is saying that this is because it was a cover-up. I don't know, it's all pretty crazy, but y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.